This is Katie, co-host of Coffee with Keith and Katie. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Daniel Poppy, host of How to Write Good here on Public House Media. I just want to thank you for listening to the following broadcast brought to you by Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope that you'll come check out my show, How to Write Good, the writing show that is not about writing. A new show of How to Write Good comes out every Wednesday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of How to Write Good. Again, thanks for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Have you ever felt like Monday comes around and you're like, ugh, I am just not motivated today? Or a Tuesday, or a Wednesday, or a Thursday, or whenever it is that you are not feeling the gig of motivation on a day that you wake up and are blessed to be alive? Well, my name is Kim Meyer, and I almost said Kim Monday. My name is Kim Meyer, and I am here with you on Public House Media this morning to help you find that motivation. I am excited to share with you 7 mantras. 7 things that you can say to yourself, 7 things that you can start believing, 7 things that you can start using to help get your thoughts and your mind wrapped around positivity and get yourself motivated to achieve the things that you want to achieve in life. So, what are those 7 mantras? Let's get rolling, right? 7 mantras for finding motivation. It's all about keeping the right thoughts and the right mindset at the top of your mind. So they're readily available for when you need to use them. When life throws you a curveball, when things don't go your way, when your kids get sick all of a sudden, or the schedule gets thrown off, or the perfectly made plan just doesn't work out like it's supposed to. You have to have something ready and available for yourself to pick something and be able to pull from it right away and help you get back on track. So for most of us, that means, for some of us, that means sitting down and quiet ourselves, get centered in what we're at. Every morning, maybe you're starting out with a positive routine, you're getting into your scripture, you're getting into your Bible, you're just laying in a quiet space. Maybe you've read the book Miracle Morning and you've got a routine established already. Maybe you haven't had a routine established yet and you should read the book Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. That's a great place to start. But if you are ready to go and you have that kind of short time frame in the morning where you're settling yourself, you're getting your mind right for the day, it's time to maybe start using some mantras and some affirmations to really get your heart settled to be the right thing or be focused in on what you need to do. Every day though, however, whatever it's the morning or the night, you need to kind of just, ground yourself in a peaceful, productive thoughts and, keep those of your mind, even like when life gets utterly chaotic, right? So ultimately, we've kind of discovered though, the peace, we always are looking for peace, like that peace and quiet. Moms are looking for it all the time. I'm looking for peace and quiet. However, peace and quiet doesn't necessarily mean without noise, without trouble, without hard realities to deal with. Peace really becomes the thing that it's like in being in the midst of all the things while remaining calm in your head. And that's really what peace means, because you all know, moms especially, that if it gets quiet in the house, they're usually up to something. So that peace and quiet is not necessarily a good thing, right? All right, so let's challenge ourselves to think beyond the expectations today and really start to figure out those 7 mantras that are going to help you get going and stay going in life. All right, number 1, never assume that you're stuck with the way things are right now. Life changes every single second, and so can you. So that's number 1. Number one is never assume that you're stuck with the way things are right now. Life changes every single second, and so can you. When hard times hit, or things get chaotic, or something doesn't go right, it's just life presenting itself as a change, a constant change, always something happening in life. But you don't have to be stuck in the fact that chaos is happening to you. You can smile, you can laugh, you can have that warm fuzzy feeling of like, well, I guess I'm just going to roll with the punches today. Because when we take the good times at face value, we also have to take the bad times at face value. And when something like that happens, we just need to know that there's something else on the other side of it. When there's a storm that rolls over us, there's usually sunshine on the other side. So don't necessarily think that just because it's hard right now that you need to stay in the hard, because the positive is coming on the other side of it. And if we roll with the punches, if we accept what they are and change with the change, we'll be able to be better on the other side of it. So, there's something to be kind of cynical or a self-fulfilling prophecy if you're always believing that the bad is always going to be the bad. So if you don't allow yourself to move past what's happened, what's been said, how you felt, what's happening, going on in the moment, you're never going to be able to look at your future the same way. So, kind of wipe off those dirty lenses that you've got on yourself right now and get out of the fog, get out of the judgment, and start believing in something better. Start believing in something positive. We all know that life is going to throw us curveballs. But if we focus on the curveballs all the time, that's all we're ever going to see. So focus on the positive things in life and how the curveballs may make you dodge and weave a little, but you're going to be able to get past it. The second mantra that you need to kind of adopt is, it is what it is. Accept it, learn from it, and grow from it. It doesn't matter what's been done. What truly matters is what you do from here. And you've heard me say this before. It doesn't matter what happens to you. It's how you respond to it. Absolutely. Realizing that most people make themselves miserable simply by finding it impossible to accept life just as it is and presenting itself right now. Don't be one of those people. Don't necessarily let go of your fantasies. However, make sure that you are staying true to your own path. It doesn't mean that you have to not care about something. It just means that, life may be a struggle right now, and there may be something that needs to be, you need to let go of some labels that you've put on yourself. Maybe it needs a situation that needs some fresh eyes. Maybe it's someone you need to talk to. Maybe you need to open your mind and take a next step towards the future that you would like to have. But, accepting the situation you're in really gives you that vantage point. It's not settling in that position. It's not accepting it to just stay there. It's accepting it so that you can analyze it and understand it and then move past it. So like when there's a roadblock in front of you, there's let's say that there's some sort of blockage, a barrier in front of you. You have to figure out what it is and how you can get around it. So if there's literally a barrier in front of me on a road, I would have to figure out, is it tall enough that I can go over it? Is it wide enough, too wide that I can't go around it? How am I going to get around this thing? You have to analyze what it is, accept that it's there, and then figure out how you're going to get around it. Same thing here. Accept what's happening in your life, figure out what it is that's there, and then move around it in some sort of way. Make an action plan to get around it. Get some fresh eyes. Get an open mind. Take the next step with a friend or someone that you trust and move around this situation. The third mantra you need to kind of pick up is use pain and frustration and inconvenience to motivate you rather than annoy you and set you back. You are in control of the way you look at life. 100%. Life is going to throw you curveballs. And if you're always looking at it through those dirty lens, through those eyes of contempt and feeling like you're always in the downward slide, instead of getting angry, find the lesson, right? In place of envy or feel admiration. In place of worry, take action. In place of doubt, have faith. Again, your response is always more powerful than your circumstances, and only a tiny part of your life is decided completely uncontrollable circumstances, while you have the vast majority of control over what happens in your life. God has given you this beautiful plan. He's given you this amazing opportunity to go forward and serve and be amazing because He's created you for a purpose. And so while you are taking all your time and energy and being super dependent on the worldly situations in our life, you can instead focus on what He has placed in you and go be a part of that instead. The fourth mantra that you can kind of start to think about more is the most effective way to move away from something you don't want is to move towards something that you do want, gradually and consistently. No one climbs a mountain in one day. No one goes in a straight path up the mountain either. You have to be able to consistently and effectively move forward. Just keep going. The key is building small daily rituals, understanding that what you do in small steps on a daily basis helps change everything over time. This concept might seem obvious for some people, but not everyone. And when we want things to get better, we also have to be wanting it better too. And there is, if we think we're going to have to get better, we have to want it as well. And this yearning often tricks us into biting off way more than we can chew. When we want to start a diet, we just go hog wild crazy and go cold turkey on something. Or if we want to start an exercise routine, we go running for miles and then we're in super pain. No, calm down, take small steps, take small pieces. When women come work with me with their health and nutrition, they want to go kind of all in right away. And I often encourage, take small steps. If you haven't been working out at all, do something for maybe 10 to 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Do this program. Do the best you can in these 30 minutes. And if you have to pause, you have to take a break, great. Just do that, and then you'll continually get better. If it's your nutrition, maybe give up pop first. Maybe give up the snacky foods first. Maybe make some swaps in your diet for some certain things. Do small things over time that are going to help build into big things. So when you have a big milestone that's coming up or something that seems impossible, first you have to take small bits to get there. Choose 1 or 2 small daily habits to focus on. So nothing worthwhile ever gets done in one big long swoop. Let this be a reminder that reminding yourself that you can lift 1,000 pounds at once. You can't lift 1,000 pounds at once. However, you can lift 1 pound at a time and eventually move that 1,000 pounds. So, and even as you get stronger, you might be able to lift 2 pounds at once, right? So small repeated incremental efforts will get you there much faster than trying to do it all at once in one big fell swoop. The 5th mantra that I can help you hang out and get some motivation today is effort is never wasted, even when it leads to disappointing results. For it always makes you stronger, more educated, and more experienced. One of the mantras that my kids and I say every single morning as we get out of school, we get to school to drop them off, is when I fail, I just keep trying, because when I fail is when I learn, right? Or when I struggle, I just keep trying, because when I fail is when I learn. Every time you fail, think of it as an opportunity to learn from it. So when you get into trouble, when things get tough, be patient and keep going, because when you're struggling, it just doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean that you're losing. It means that you're learning how to be successful in a different area, right? Great success requires some kind of struggle to get there. And, it's going to happen every day. There's going to be struggle every time. And that's kind of what makes the process amazing, because if you didn't have to struggle to get there, it wouldn't be worth it. It wouldn't be very fulfilling at the end. So the next time, things are taking a hard time, when no matter what is happening in your life, no matter how far the end goal seems to be, just keep working at it. Be unrelenting. Have this unrelenting belief about you. Think things through. Walk the hard path. Keep going. Bring a friend alongside you if you need to. Practice patience, and remember that patience is not about waiting. Patience is about keeping the ability to have a good attitude and keep moving forward without the waiting. It's the ability to keep that attitude positive while you're being diligent in the daily progress that you're trying to make. The 6th mantra that you can work on is don't lower your standards. Don't lower your standards, but do remember that removing your expectations of others is the best way to avoid being derailed by them. So we had this talk at our church right now is about our sermon series about friendship and family. And one of the things that oftentimes we do as spouses or as family members is that we kind of have these kind of roles in life that we kind of do, and instead of having this fluid serving mindset, we kind of these are your roles and these are your roles, and then from there we create expectations, and then when that spouse or that loved one doesn't get those things done, now we get bitter, now we get angry. We're like, you didn't get that done, now I have to do it because you didn't do it, kind of thing. And if you don't lower your standards, but don't make them expectations either. As you strive to make progress, we need to do these for ourselves too. So as you strive to make progress, you'll inevitably encounter roadblocks in some sort of form of difficult people, difficult situations, things that are going to stress you out. But by dealing with those things not with words, but with actions, and taking steps to kind of alleviate that situation or move forward in it, you need to fuel your mind in a way that gives the words and actions importance. Inner peace and harmony begins in the moment that you take a deep breath and choose not to feel the outside influences and let them dominate who you are. Don't let outside influences dominate your thoughts, your emotions, or your actions. What you really need to do is focus in on what you can control, what you're able to do in the moment, and then do that in a positive way. And lowering your expectations or lowering your standards really is really just not holding anybody accountable, yourself or the people around you. But making those things expectations and letting them become bitter in your heart, that's just not good either. And that really derails a lot of things in life, not just your own inner peace. So focus on what you can do, what you can control, and support people in the way that you would want them to support you as well. Number 7, as you age, you'll learn to value your time, genuine relationships, meaningful work, and peace of mind, much more. Little else will matter. And that's so true. Like, as I get older, I know I'm like super old, in my 30s, but as you get older, you'll really start to value your time and your effort and the people around you that you're able to spend your time with. And remembering all of that, especially when the going gets tough, when things get chaotic, when struggle happens, knowing that the time that you have is precious, and if you are going to waste your time, those precious moments of life, stewing over something negative or something that's out of your control or things that you can't necessarily handle anyway, those are the things that are going to really derail life and make it not fun. And you're going to waste a lot of time in your life not living to the best of your ability. When we sit and stew in things and get ourselves in a spiral downward motion, we're not only taking away opportunities to grow and to move forward, but we're just sitting and spinning and wasting time in this spot of regret and pain and awfulness. So let's stop. We need to end up rushing. We need to stop the rush of trying to always get someplace quickly and start investing our time and investing our energy into refining the areas of our life that maybe need a little polishing, but yet need to just keep moving forward. So 10 years from now, if it's not going to matter what your shoes look like, it's 10 years from now, it's not going to matter what your hair looked like or what your clothes you wore or those kinds of things. And I had a good friend, Sherry, who commented the other day. She said, if it's in 5 years from now, if it's not going to matter, don't waste 5 minutes on it, right? And so if you're spending a lot of time struggling and working through something that is really not going to matter in the grand scheme of things, stop investing so much time and energy into it, because it's really not going to matter in the long run. It may feel like it matters a lot right now, but if it's not going to matter to you in 5 years, if it's not going to matter to you in 10 years, it's not something worth spending all of your time and energy on now. Use your time and energy on things that are going to help move you forward, that are going to help get you closer to your goals, that are going to help you build deeper and better relationships with the people around you, because those are the things that are going to last over time. Not what you're wearing or what your hair looks like or what shoes you're wearing, but the relationships that you have, the friendships that you've created within your family, within your friends, within your society, and then the impact that you're able to make. What kind of legacy are you going to leave? One that sits and stews and people are going to remember you as the grumpy old lady or man who wasn't able to overcome the small things in life, always was complaining and had something negative to say? Or are you going to leave a legacy of empowerment and positivity and things where people know you as someone who is going to help serve, someone who was always there for people, who had a smile always for everyone, and just was able to use their time and energy and their situations to find meaningful work and peace of mind and help other people be their very best self. That's the kind of legacy that I'm trying to leave. And if that's something that you want to do as well, I'd love to chit chat with you and talk about how we can move forward together, because when we band arms together and we come and we are able to help support people around us, everybody wins, right? And so if we have a lot of negativity in this world, we have a lot of things going wrong, and we have a lot of disagreement and negativity, but if we can come together and we can have a positive way and we can speak up and use our voice like Public House Media is trying to do, help spread positivity across this world, we can make a change in that. We can make a small dent, and together we can make bigger dents on our society and our mindsets as a whole. So this morning, I hope that you've gotten something that you can walk away with. I hope that you use one of these mantras today or this week to help you get out of the funk, get out of the negativity, get out of something that's going to make you start feeling kind of down, and get you going with a motivated mind, a positive mindset, a legacy of positivity and uplifting way that you're going to be able to impact the rest of the world in a good way, in a genuine way, and provide some peace of mind and positivity across your world and across the world of other people. So thank you for joining me this morning here on Public House Media. Come back on Wednesday and Friday here on Public House Media, and join me on my page, Choose to Rise, on Tuesdays and Thursdays for more uplifting content. And always check us out on the podcast version. Come back to Public House Media and watch all of the other plethora of shows that are available. So many good things, from sports to just candid conversation to amazing content about anything and everything. And if you have something that you'd like to share as well, I hope that you reach out to Public House Media and maybe see if we can get you on a show as well, because everyone has a voice. And when you can live your life in a way that you're spreading and being a positive influence on people, we want to help encourage that. So have a great day, everyone, and I will hope you choose to rise today with one of these mantras, find your motivation, and be your best self all week long. Have a good one. Talk to you later.